Okay, so today let's start with another model which was developed basically by Xavier Blanc. This is again, it's not exactly a digital marketing model, but this was a concept framework which was used mainly to build the nurture or mainly to help customers have a better relationship with the customers. Okay, so that was the major expectation of this model. Yeah, somebody asked for permission. Okay, fine. I think I have got a message. Sorry, just a minute. Help me out. I think Ashish. Okay, I can understand. I can understand. I'll help you out. Don't worry if you are not able to log in. Try doing it. If you are able to listen to me, go ahead. If not, no, I'll help you out. Okay, probably I can take a tutorial session for to handle this. Okay, don't worry. But that doesn't mean I can do that for often. Uh, all of you who are here, stay back. But if you are having real issues, I can understand that. Okay, thank you. So let me go ahead with let me not get blocked a bit. Fine. Sorry, and thank you for your patience. Okay, let's go ahead. So this concept is, this rean concept is, yeah, kind of, it is to make the relationship between the customer a firm one. Okay, so it is to nurture and to have a continuous relation. This concept, mainly, it's a framework which was created in order to focus and build the relationship between the customers, okay, and the business. So this was basically developed by Xavier Blanc and then popularized by Steve Jackson, who was an expert in analytics. And from 2009, this concept is known, or this concept is commonly used, which is very, very basic and a very well versed, very powerful tool. Okay, very powerful framework. So this has four phases. Like you all know what this is. Probably it is very easy to understand and grasp as well. Okay, so four basic phases. One is reach, engage, activate, and nurture. So what all these mean? This is the abbreviation REAN. So when you say reach, the set of activities needed to raise prospects' attention for your brand, product, or service. I think since I'm handling sales and distribution management too, hope you can connect what I'm telling in traditional mode as well as in digital mode. Okay, so try to have a connectivity with that. So just think about the funnel which we were talking, and think about the steps of selling process yesterday. Prospecting, you remember, right? So when we were talking about prospects, so see, just imagine this framework in tie up with uh, that selling process. So the first thing is the set of activities needed to raise prospects' attention for your brand, product, or service. That is the first R. Okay, it is any steps that you take in order to create, attract the attention of the customer, and thereby you create a brand, brand equity or brand name into their minds, or make them aware that there is a brand existing which can which can satisfy their need. So the second one is, once they are created a brand awareness to make known your product and service. The second thing is engage them. Try to have a conversation with them. Try to have a connectivity with them. Engage them. How do you do that? Yesterday we were talking about emailers and all. So when you do an email, send an email, probably they click the email and they land up in some other pages. They do some activity, connective works between us and in between the organization and the customer. Okay. So engage is the gradual, typically multi-channel, often recursive set of activities needed to engage the prospects you just want. So we have some, either a hot prospect or a cold prospect or a warm prospect, right? So probably we as marketing professional will be focusing on the hot prospects. So now you have a solid set of hot prospects in hand. Those hot prospects has to be engaged, which means make them see, if they see an ad today, that ad is not going to remain in their mind for maybe for a week or so. hardly 2 days they'll be remembering, or hardly they, if the emotional component or the touch point is very powerful, they might remind that advertisement for a little long period of time, but they can't keep on remembering it for a long period of time. But if they have a real need in relevance to the advertisement, that will be in their mind. So once, when in order to have an engagement, what you do is, after 2 days, the same kind of advertisement which they have seen somewhere is followed up through a mailer, or through a SMS, or through a cold calling, or through another Google advert. So any platforms that they open, they are tend to have a connectivity, right? So these steps can help you to have an engagement with the customer. So, I'm talking about in terms of digital. In the same way, think about traditional marketing, or the normal traditional marketing that was already existing and still there are. So just think about one simple example I can give you is, big billion days are coming, especially through online portal. Flipkarts or Amazon is coming out with the in clearance sale. So what do? They don't start advertising it just 2 days before or 3 days before. They start to create a kind of awareness among the people that, come on, be prepared, save your money, shortlist your products, wish list your products, and keep a checklist. So follow up. And if you are a Prime member, you have more benefits. They tend to have this engagement with the customers before it's a long, almost 1 2 months back, so they'll be starting it. And then as they move on, as the days are closer, as they come step by step, what they do, you can see the same ad in the TV, you can see, you watch the same ad on YouTube channels, you can watch the same ad in you can listen to the same ad in radio channels, and then you can see on newspapers. So see how they cover. So this is what we call as integrated marketing. We'll be learning that little more. But this is the thing. Why do we have to engage is to make the customer to realize, come on, this is getting ready. Your need is going to be satisfied. Now be prepared for this kind of, pushing them from behind, telling them that you have an opportunity to take this product and get satisfied, or give a solution for your problem. Okay, and the third one is activate. Activities needed for your prospects to take, eventually the actions you wanted them to take. So, say for example, you are sending a mailer. Now, as you are engaging them step by step, what happens is, the next maybe a discount or an exhibition. Any exhibition is planned, and in that exhibition, your product, lot of discounts are you are opening. So that is being advertised through newspaper. Another simple example is, you can see some posters or a leaflets or a notice bills with the newspapers which you would have received in your homes, right? That bills are not for the whole nation. It is only for a particular area, for a particular zone. So what do? They give ad with your newspaper. They add that pamphlets and they send it to you, which means to remind you that there is an exhibition and there is a event, or there is an opportunity for you to get this product as a discounted price. And even there are posters which they attach with some discounts. And even in newspapers, they say, if you cut this coupon and bring and show it, you will get a discount of 20 percentage or 30 percentage. So these are all the ways you tend to make them to act. Okay, in digital mode, when you send a mailer, they click on the mail, and when that mail lands up with some, either their website or on the direct, cart, to the cart, or on the specification, or on the testimonials, somewhere that will help them to take a next step forward in order to take the actions. Okay, that is the next one. And the fourth one is nurture. The activities needed to nurture the customer relationship you just managed to create. Maybe the activity, and here there's a gap. I don't know whether you are able to sense that. Maybe once the action is done, normally when we talk about the funnel, if the action is done, which means the sales is closed, right? After that, retaining the customer. So here is a gap, I think. Yes. So this gap is filled by the next consecutive model. So this, if you please remember this REAN, and which was a very powerful tool. Still it is, but now it is a still more advanced. Let's watch what's that advanced one. So from rean to practice, or PRACE. So this REAN has changed to RACE. Okay, but that is added with PLAN. Okay, plan. So plan for rean to practice. Okay, so PRACE. Now you have to remember this abbreviation PRACE. And what does this PRACE mean? What all I explained now is just the same, but have little bit of differences. Okay, so of course every this is mainly focusing in reference to digital concepts as well. Okay, so whenever you do plan for a marketing campaign, or whenever you plan for to create a create a kind of new focus or to expand your product, the planning is the first stage, right? So if you want to create a digital strategy, or if you want to come out with the expansion of your sales or expansion of your brand, or make your brand known to the people in the next level, planning is very very important, and that is the first phase of this model. Okay, so see, please understand, make notes of all these models, because the next step, why should we learn all these models, is it is that we come to a stage where we are going to integrate all these models together. Okay, so that time you should not be confused, you'll be very thorough when you, if you are following these models in a proper understanding. When we come to that stage, you will really enjoy understanding and comparing these concepts. Okay, so the next second phase in this phase are plan for readiness, its practices. Reach involves building awareness of a brand, its products and services on other websites and in offline media in order to build traffic. Okay, I think this I need not explain. You all know very well. If you share a post in a Facebook, or if you do share a feed in Twitter, or if you share some stories in Instagram, how do you understand that there is a reach? We are so curious. Just imagine when you take a selfie of yours and post it, or when you want to update something that you are excited with to your friends, we keep on watching to find out how many of them liked, how many of them watched. Just imagine even the WhatsApp status, right? All of us have the habit of watching the status of others as well, our friend circle, to know, understand what is happening, right? We are so curious to understand. See how the traffic is created, how many people is reached through all these media platforms. Very powerful, right? So this reach plays a major role. So this is where, when a product is introduced, when a new concept is introduced, when something is new is brought out, this has a very high impact, which can create and build traffic. And the third phase is act. ACT is okay. Act is short of interact. I think it's just very closely connected to the component of engaging. But see here, it is engaging comes to the last point, which is close to retention. Now this advanced model brings says out that interact with the customer. How do you interact? Persuade them, initiate them, help them, or force them, or a kind of give a push from behind, helping them to go ahead with the next phase or take action. Okay, so now you're all helping the customers in the customer journey, right? So when they do that, help them, interact with them, or initiate with them, or persuade them, so that they can take the next action. And the next one is convert. Once you have done with this part, I think most of the times the customers will be in a phase to say either yes or no, or kind of do or die, kind of, like they are in a position to take a action. And please remember, you be a sales professionals, or as a marketing professional, we have to understand that the space that you give between act and convert should not be long. This is a simple trick and tip. See, one simple example I can give you in terms of physical sales is, for example, I as a marketing executive go and meet a client for a big product. Okay, and I have explained him, I have demonstrated the product. This my connectivity with him was for the past almost a week, and I got an appointment with him. I met him, and I have presented the product. I have done all my part. Okay, and then he is very convinced, and he's a businessman, and he says that, okay, I'm ready to go ahead with this product. And now we are talking for his personal purchase, right? So now, as he is convinced and with a mode, and to close the sale, he's taking out his the check leaf to give the give the give me the payment. And at that moment, something is see, that's the second that they take the decision, right? This can change any moment. Now when this happens, we as a marketing professional be very wise not to interrupt him, because he is in the process of decision making. So this decision making should not get voided at any time. So if you give a pass and sir, if you talk something, he'll again stop it. Like, this is a very practical no tactics which normally sales personals are advised. Okay, when you do a sales, don't interrupt the customer as he is in the process of decision making. This is a simple trick. Maybe online mode, we don't know how, we have to find out a way out for this. But normally, when you do a face to face interaction and when you are about to close the sales, allow the customer to close the decision. See, which means that's the reason I told you, don't give a long time to because most of the time we just think about ourselves when we go and take a decision for to buy a product. How much we think, how much we analyze, how much we think it over, and again, should we need this, or should I go for a lower end, should I go for this product, should I have, we tend to compare so many things, right? We tend to find out, okay, this is good, but what if I invest and get wasted? We have a lot of questions, and we analyze and we go through the reviews, we compare, we talk to 5 10 people if we are investing something good, right? So we do this. The same thing happens, that this conversation inside the mind, when it is open and when it is about to close, give way for the customers or the clients to close the sales. When you're done, see, just uh, on the other side, you'll be so excited to see the man, see the person. I will be so excited to see the person writing the check, because I'm about to close my sales. Okay, so that moment, it is very important, which means that act and convert, this, the gap between these two stages should be short. Okay, so and after that, after the purchase, don't just block it or don't just stop with that. Have a continuity. We all are facing that, right? Once we get a product, I think nowadays it is coming down, I don't know, but previously the consumer, even for a consumer durable, if we get a product, we tend to get a call from either LG or Samsung or somewhere, whatever the product is. They follow up and call us and ask us, ma'am, how do you feel about the product? Are you happy with the product? Have you started using the product? What is the feedback would you that you would like to give us? So these kind of follow up, and not stopping with this, still continuously providing them service, providing them advice, helping them in installation process, and helping them to use the product, as well as not only that, their feedback, and encouraging them to have continuous, and then telling them, when your brand comes out with a new product, you send a mail to them saying, ma'am, we have a new product which is in relevance to your purchase before. If you are interested, you can share with your friends, you can refer this to your friends. And we tend to have a connectivity with them. Another product of our own brand is advertised to them. So all these kind of continuous relationship is there. The same customer, if he is happy with the product which he has brought, and there is scope for another product in the same brand, he will for sure go for it, because of a continuous relationship. Okay, so this is plan for rean to practice. So I think I gave you, we talked about aida to aidar, aidar to the major concept of cycle, aida to convert funnel to cycle. Then we talked about rean, and then from rean to praise. Okay, praise is uh, plan for rean to practice, which is plan the same thing. R E A N is turned to RACE. Okay, now let's learn about this. Is going to be the integration. Okay, now hope you all are very thorough with aida on one side, and PRACE. You can either call it as praise, or it is plan and raise. Okay, so this both these models are, I hope you are all familiar with this. Now let's try to integrate both of these models. This is where it holds a major place in terms of digital marketing, and as well as traditional marketing. Okay, so this is not a model exclusively for digital marketing. There are still one more advanced model which helps us to understand, even in terms of IMC, integrated marketing communication, and in terms of digital marketing. Okay, this is the basics of which had a paradigm shift from traditional to the digital mode. Okay, so stop me anywhere if you are finding difficult to understand, or if you want me to be little slow, or stop and repeat and so on. So feel free to talk, feel free to interact. I'll be asking you questions after this. Okay. So integration of AIDA and praise. So in conjunction with this concepts, AIDA and praise would lead to KPIs. I think you would have come across this term so many times in terms of the general management subjects. Key performance indicators, okay, which is very essential indicators that can help you to have a conversation with the customers. Okay, so there are certain point of interaction. Okay, interaction point A, B, C, D, and C and D, five interaction points, and how these 5 points are interacted, connected. Let's see. So awareness and plan, interest and reach, desire and act, action and convert, retention and engage. Hope the first part you can see is this awareness, interest, D, and what is this model? AIDAR. You remember AIDAR, which the traditional model of AIDA in converted to AIDAR. It is AIDAR. And now we talked about rean to raise, right? That rean to raise was converted to, PRACE. So here that we have plan reach, PRACE. So just see compiling these two models, creating awareness on one side, planning on one side. So from the perspective of the consumer and from the perspective of the marketer, involves integration of pre-marketing activities, including consumer activities, including outbound and physical placement towards products and services. So think about from marketer's perspective, you have to plan, and from consumer, for consumer, what you are going to do? Create awareness. What you have to plan? How you are going to create awareness to the consumer. So first, from see all these PRAC is from the concept of marketer's perspective, and this AIDAR is from the from think about from the place of consumer. So planning in order to create awareness. The same way, reach. How do you reach them? In order to initiate a interest. The basics, the overall plan structure, targeted communication that may include SEM, SEO, display, etc. Or etc. All this comes under this reach. Probably even your Facebook advertisements, Insta advertisement, YouTube advertisements, all that come under this stage, interaction point B. When you tend to reach the customer, that will create an interest in them. Now, because they are watching your product, they are viewing your features, they are understanding the specifications, they are trying to interact. All this is there when you have a better no like when you have a better plans to reach your customer. So what is this SEM? Hope you all might know it. SEM, SEO, and display. All this we'll be learning in detail. Okay. Search engine optimization is one of the basic concepts where your website, your blogs, all your channels can be integrated, and that will help you to rank you, get optimized, and rank yourself in the search list. Okay, we'll be learning that in detail. Okay, fine. So this is where reach to interest. And the third point is from act to desire. So customized communication, which is specified, personalized communication, pushing the product or service in consideration, set as a precursor, which means you here there in reach. The previous point was you tend to post a advertisement, or you tend to give a post or information or any kind of plans you can do, which can reach many people. Now, from this level, the funnel is still narrowed down, right? Which means the people who had an interest in your product, in relevance to your product, there for them that is going to create a desire in their heart for to go for this product, right? So desire is the next step from the consumer's perspective, but from the marketer's perspective, when they are in the point of getting trying to have a positive attitude and desire to get the product, you have to act fast. Okay, so it's like, how do you do that? That's what I've told you before itself, so many examples. When you feel that the customer is interested about this product, we have so many ways to find out whether their interest is real or not. So now try to connect with the selling process. So what happens is we can find out whether the real customer is really hot, warm, or cold. And if it is hot, are they really going to plan for? Are they ready to invest? Do they have the background to do that? Are they really going to go ahead? We can understand that, right? So when we do this, we have to personalize them. How to do personalized communication is, that's what, sending an offer for them, trying to find out, it is their birthday time or wedding anniversary time, or something that can connect to them personally. Okay, some concept that can have a connectivity. If not a discount offer only for you, we tend to get that, right? All of us, this is only for you, this offer is only for you. It is personalized message. Okay? Personalized advertisements which can tap the customer right on their, can nail them, can be nailed properly, means they can directly connect to the need. Okay, and they can act. Okay, and then the point C, which is interaction point C, I mean point D, I could say it's, I have to find out 1 minute. It's D. It's D and E. Yeah, sorry, it's D. And the action to convert. Okay, now having created a desire and creating, trying to act, they tend to close the sales, or they take up the next step of buying the product. Okay, and we have from marketer's perspective, it's converted, and then finally retaining the customer. Here is where it is very important. The customer will start to use the product. There is where we have the real success is there. If your product has reached the customer and has met their need, that customer is satisfied, and that customer will turn to be a loyal customer, which means they will come back to you again. They will be an ambassador for your product. They will share the goodness that they have felt to other people as well. Okay, so here what happens is, in this retention we have to engage them again and again, so that they may not be disappointed. Or you see, that's the reason today when I return a product to Flipkart or Amazon, they treat me properly. They come and take the product, because if I say that I am not happy with the product, I say that I'm not happy with the service provider, or the measurements which I have asked for is not available in that product. So we are doing through online, right? We are purchasing through online. When we do this, what happens is, many a times we tend to make false decisions, and when we are dissatisfied, we tend to return the product. So when this return happens, today, today is especially online mode. Any online portal, either it's Flipkart or Amazon, there might be some negative experiences for us, but most of the time, whenever I say that I want to return a product, they take it seriously. Okay, whenever there is a negative review that you or me give, they take it seriously, which is considered very, very, very important. So this is the integration of aida to praise. Let's see how this works. When I think if you would have listened to this slide properly, you will be able to connect to this. Can you all just have a watch at this slide, which is very, very clear and precise, and which will help you to connect what can be done. So the first one is the aidar model, and the second, from the consumer, that's a consumer funnel from the perspective of the consumer, and from the perspective of the marketer, or the sales personnel. Okay, so we have here praise, and here we have aidar, and which is integrated together, which has to be properly connected, so that our selling process will be complete. Okay, so from consumers, we do either to inbound or outbound activities, we tend to create awareness. And when what should be concentrated there is, you know uh, from see in plan, we have to think, the main point of concentration here is the content. What is the message would you like to give to your consumer, or to your audience, or what is the theme, or what is the crust that you have to want to carry to the customer in order to create awareness? It is that message I told you again and again, right? If I am in a need, you come out with a your organization come out with a product that can satisfy my need, which carries a valid message, that will touch me, that will prompt me to go for the next step. So the first thing is, how do you create awareness, and what is the message would you like to carry? Once the awareness is created, targeted personalized communication is the next step, next phase, right? That can create interest in them. That how do you reach to them? Through personalized message, through Google AdWords, through mailers, through messages, through why do we get a social media platform advertisements? It is too personalized. Okay, see, the advertisement that I see in my Facebook page will not be the same advertisement that you see. I think I gave you the example yesterday itself. Yesterday we were talking about, we searched for air purifiers, right? Yesterday evening when I was looking my Facebook, I have seen Dyson air purifiers advertisement there. So see my the competitor of one product is watching what the customers are doing with the work, and based on that they are trying to tap me, right? So now I'm getting air purifiers advertisement from Dyson. Okay, which means now they have understood that this customer is in need of some air purifier product and she's searching for it. Now I'm getting, advertisement from other their competitor. Okay, so coming to the next phase is desire. It's customized communication, personalized communication. Okay, from actually this ABC is interrelated, which will prompt to act. Active interaction is the next phase. Action leading to convert to, leading to lead to convert, or they closing the sales. They take some. They are ready to take some actions. So conversion is here, and finally retention. Once this lead converted, trying to have continuous engagement with them by which can lead to further expansion or can lead to loyalty benefits. Okay, so lead to convert to call, etc. Active post purchase engagement, which means uh, trying to find out the reviews